Welcome to Investors Corner, starring Chrissy, Jordan Farrell, and Sweet Tony. Well, I can tell you I'm very happy to be back. I was very sick last week, and I was on the phone call. But I'm so happy to be back and seeing each one of you this morning. How are y'all doing?
Doing good. You're not coughing up a lung.
Well, I was.
I know.
I was.
You poor thing.
It'll happen throughout this broadcast.
You know, this reminds me like when a man gets its cold, the man cold, because like, I don't know if you've ever noticed it. Men like drag that shit out. They just drag it out. They're like,
Babe.
I'm dying.
You got to.
Jordan,
you know?
I feel bad for your wife. Did she have to deal with you too?
I was dealing with 2 kids and a wife all sick, and then I was the last one to get sick, so they were done being nice.
Oh, they're done being nice.
They were tired of it.
You were looking for sympathy at that point, huh?
Yeah, no sympathy for me. It was a very sad event.
Oh, well, I'm surprised as a health nut, as how healthy he is, that he didn't have an immune system that beat that, So, Tony, the burgers go good for you.
That's right.
Older I get, the worse my immune system gets. It's crazy. I'm allergic to everything.
You would think after having kids and being around kids, your immune system would be up to par because they are like petri dishes. They literally are.
You would think.
You would think because
Yeah.
I'm the
Not
same
true
way.
whatsoever.
Not at all in his case. Not at all.
If it's catchable, I catch it.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have a good birthday? Happy birthday to Jordan. He had a birthday last week. I don't know if he's 50-something years old yet or
44.
44. Okay, that's not bad. We can relate.
Yeah. I think you're 81.
No.
Yeah.
We're twins. We're twins in the 44 group. It's a great age, let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's like you're almost midway to 50 and you're like, damn, I feel like I'm 30 though. Oh, I tried to.
Yeah.
But
No, we had a great birthday. We're part of a group of guys, workout buddies called the Barbell Boys. Give them a little shout out. And
Barbell Boys, what a name.
Follow them on Instagram. Tom Fallon will be really excited about it.
Barbell Boys.
But no, it's good. It's a bunch of CrossFit buddies and workout enthusiasts, and Tony just became one.
So are you guys all going to Costa Rica together?
Well, yeah, 3 of us are.
3 of the 8.
Group. 3 of the 8.
3 of the 8.
But, yeah, there's 8.
They're the top barbell boys, I guess. The 3 that are going, the lucky ones.
The ones that can afford it.
Well, we're going on there to surf and stuff too.
So I guess your shoulder's better, huh?
Yes and no.
Oh.
Yeah, I got some bad. Like I end up popping my bicep, so my bicep is not intact. The big head.
No surgery or
tendon.
anything? It's just supposed to heal together?
No surgery. I said the surgery would be more cosmetic than anything.
Okay.
And, I'm pretty cheap. Okay.
So how are you going to surf, really surf? Waving your arms around and doing all that, for balance? I mean, I know you're good, but are you that good?
Well, I'm not done yet.
Oh.
Yeah, I also retore my rotator cuff a little bit.
Tony.
So I got that going. And then
your wife needs to trade you in.
Well, I was going to get an operation on both of those. So I was like, hey, I got a bunky knee.
Oh, my God.
It's bunk. So let me go get an MRI on that. So I got an MRI on that. Then he's like, oh, you know what? You're going to eventually need a full knee replacement. So
I got
that
all happen
going.
after the dromedary or with the dromedary?
I think it's because of the dromedary.
Really?
And I didn't even fall off.
Yeah.
Okay.
All that bouncing around?
All that bouncing around.
Wow.
No, it's probably they're just working out and stuff and wrestling back in the day and just
well, CrossFit's not that easy on your body, so you got to be,
Yeah, so I punished my body over the years, so I'm just taking it easy now.
You don't do the preventative measures like Jordan does, obviously, like the ice tubs and the cryo stuff I always see him in and all the fancy toe pullings and
yeah, I can't afford all that.
The stretching.
Yeah.
No.
No, but I do. I did take some physical therapy and stuff, and I got some really good treatments. And I'm just going to start focusing on that. I did do the 25.1 CrossFit Open yesterday. I kind of just went slow and kept my movement solid. I didn't get nearly the score I obviously wanted to get. I'm also getting over this cold. But as far as surfing goes, it's the push-ups and everything feel fine. So I should be able to still pop up on my board. That's what I was struggling with before just because of all the injury. But yeah, I'm hoping it goes good this time. But 3 of the Barbell Boys are going, and we have some other friends that are going down to hang out with us. We're
going to have to get that cam to put on your head so you guys can send some live video. That would be fun.
Be pretty cool.
We have it.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. GoPro does a lot of cool stuff.
So what's it like traveling with him if he's a little left behind always? You have to like make up for it.
As beat up as he is, he never stops.
Aww.
So like in the CrossFit, I'm getting.
I love the determination.
Well, I was running the workout last night, and I decided to do it, and he's just standing there. I was like, "You doing it?" And he just like steps up and starts to do it. I'm like, "You're a complete idiot."
Tony, you need to.
He's there for moral support.
But yeah, I mean, you can't stop the guy even with a bad knee and no shoulder. But who cares? You know, his skin's holding it together. It's gonna work.
I got to say, he tries to be my voice of reason, and I do listen somewhat.
No, you don't.
You guys even dress alike. This is really cute. Look at their colors,
There's no
Alan.
accounting
My
for
mother-in-law
good taste.
dressed me. Thank you very much.
Your mother-in-law dressed you. Did she know that Tony was wearing the same color?
Thank you, Crystal.
Oh, that's crazy. So
well, your mother-in-law has good taste.
All I have to do is wait, and I get free clothes.
Tony picked that out on his own. So what does that say? You got impeccable taste, you know.
My goodness.
I don't know the last time I bought clothes.
I'm glad you said it, you know, because I was about to.
I'm sure your wife was really proud when you walked out the door today.
She was. She's like, "Baby, you look amazing." I said, "I know."
Did she ask you to stay home?
Don't go out there. Somebody's going to pick that up.
Someone's going to pick you up. Can you smell the fabric softener? Usually if you smell the fabric softener, then the women know to stay away from you, that another woman washes your clothes. That's from what I've heard. So
fabric softener there.
Well, I wanted to ask you guys some current home trends for 2025 that you've noticed. Apparently that's one of the topics that people want us to talk about. So what have you guys noticed going out there in that market that might be changing a little bit this year?
Well, I mean, the bigger change, so a lot of the stuff that's in the home trends are generally stuff that we see on a regular basis. You know, sustainable materials are always going to be increasing because, you know, obviously we're trying to reduce our footprint on the world in itself. So that's not necessarily something new, but it's always something that's like front running of, you know, how do you use more sustainable material, recycled goods, things like that to repurpose in the home. You know, as AI develops and everything else develops, we're going to see major changes in smart home technology. I think where you're going to see the most impact on that, and one of, you know, I think everybody can agree, like outdoor space right now is probably the most prevalent. And for me, as well as even, you know, not just selling it, but when you see really well done outdoor space, it really increases the value of your property or the desirability of your property. So doing it the right way, you can have a massive impact on your, one, the time frame on market because it's just going to sell faster, and 2, the value. You're never going to get full value back. Like pools depreciate like crazy, but they're great. So if you're buying a established pool home and you're putting, say it costs you $10,000 to fix it up, that's not a bad deal. You know, resurfacing a pool generally takes about $10,000. That's usually the biggest ticket item that you're going to have that gets you new tile, new surfacing, and makes the pool, you know, relevantly new looking. You can't change the shape of it at that point. Kidney bean's a kidney bean. You're not going to be able to go square or more modern. And you know, most pool designs are slightly more modern now. You know, we have some great clients and friends that are, one of the guys going with us actually owns a pool company. And he's local to the area, and we refer a lot of business to him. But you know, you can see like fire bowls and, you know, different lighting schemes, but integrating that with outdoor kitchens, turf. You know, having turf in your backyard is kind of a major point now. You know, different things like that. Just really increasing that outdoor space really goes a long way, making a comfortable, entertaining area for the outdoor living. I think that's number one. Color schemes are going to be interesting. I don't know. I don't know if they're really going to hit us the same way, and we're usually behind the belt a little bit when it comes to it. Usually,
just that a lot of earthy tones are coming back.
Well, usually like you'll see the tones hit in California. Like if you want to gauge like where our market's going as far as like that's concerned, you usually can go to like markets like California or Miami.
Yeah, because like even like smart homes, when you're talking about earlier, we're in Palm Coast. And I forgot where I was. Oh, is it the hospital? And you have to like check in now on a computer. And there was this older guy. He's like, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that, you know? Mm-hmm. And I was wondering if that applies to like smart homes, because we do have a lot of older people here in this area. When you guys are selling homes, do you notice if they are starting to integrate more into smart homes, like the new builds or anything? Or is it still just kind of we're building in if they want to put it in, they put it in themselves, or to go with like the area here?
Yeah, I mean, depending on the different price points of which people are buying homes, they're going to have a different set of criterias as far as smart features.
Yeah.
But you know, that's going to be a lot of, I mean, everybody wants an easier life, you know, and having all the smart features and stuff can make life a lot easier, but it can make it a little more stressful at times whenever things go awry, you know,
Yeah.
if things are getting out of sync, then you got to.
I mean, all you need is your oven to tell you, yeah, we ain't going on, or we're not doing something. And you're like, what the heck? You got to argue with an oven.
Right.
That's a smart oven.
Yeah.
But a lot of these older people, though, they're so stubborn. They don't want to change. They don't want to go with the times.
Well,
and you know what kind of we're in.
I think as technology becomes easier, you know, AI is going to be a big game changer, whether you like it or not, for elderly people. Because, you know, just the ability to, you know, just put a search into AI and say, hey, how do I do this? And have step-by-step instructions literally read to you by an AI platform. The hardest part for them is learning how to use AI.
They're actually having, I've seen that they're having robots and stuff for companionship.
Yeah.
For like older people and
I was going to get Alan one.
Yeah.
I thought your life was like, you guys wanted an extra one in your house. I was thinking of doing that for you.
Turn this little guy into a robot?
Yeah. The dog.
Roby dog.
Roby dog. But yeah, no, isn't that crazy? And even like with Chat GBT and just things like that, I mean, I'm kind of curious to see how the future is going to hold with stuff like that. I mean, because you can literally say, type me like even a lawyer letter stating this in it, and then they come back with it. It's insane.
Well, the crazier part is AI is just starting. So AI is already getting its first facelift this year with quantum computing, and it's going to be 100 times, if not more, faster than it is currently. Which right now it can process like
a little scary. Yeah,
it's nuts. And you know, I think that's you know, if you're watching news and stuff like that, that's why like password protection is starting to become a major issue, because the AI computer is so smart.
Yeah,
you're not gonna be able to hide a password.
Yeah.
So break that thing in 2 seconds.
Two-factor authentication, all that authorization, all that stuff is really important right now. And
hopefully honestly, you have that facial recognition. I mean, he might mess up your phone, but might be the ginger beard.
It doesn't need it. I can facial. It's weird. I have a beard, you know, shaving cream on, and it'll still recognize me. It's like, how did you get that?
It's a little longer than Tony's. But yeah, so you think that this area is going to just kind of go with the flow still, or are you actually seeing it pick up?
We're always behind the, you know, and that's any area that's not a large metropolitan area. We're always slightly behind, so you can always tell where trends are going pretty easily. You know, even marketing, different things like that. If you follow trends in a larger city like California, anywhere in California, really, there's all of it's pretty much, you know, sooner to the platform. New York's not a good gauge because New York's just New York. It's different. But Miami is a good gauge. Tampa's a good gauge. You know, different areas like that are larger. You'll see trends start there, and then they kind of spread out. So a lot of times the people I follow are, for different platforms that I like to gauge my marketing off of are based off of larger areas like that. And then if I hate it, I don't do it. If I like it and it's cool, it's like, okay, I can see this working.
Try it out.
But it's so weird. I've noticed in some of the new duplexes that they're building in Palm Coast, one side's lighter than the other. Have you noticed that lately too? There's like doubles. I mean, like one's all browns and darker colors, and one's all white and earthy tones. Like
on the inside or the outside?
Out in the inside, A and B side. So it's like they're kind of like even like appealing to renters. Which one do you want? But you know, almost like.
Well, it's the psychology of anything that you purchase. You don't necessarily want. So yes, we have similar clothes, but they're not the same.
It's the man who's wearing them, right, Tony?
We may have a problem. Like, so if we all wore the same exact thing, it's like having a uniform at school. You know, you have less identification that way. So people in general, the psychology of real estate or psychology of buying stuff, you don't necessarily want to have the same exact thing somebody else has. You want to,
especially if you're charging $2,600 a month for a duplex, you want it to, you know, be appealing.
Yes. and you want it to be your own.
Yeah.
So and that's with anything in life in general. So the psychology of it is like, okay, how do we make this a little different so someone can feel like they're not having the same exact house as the neighbor? in the duplex.
How do you feel the rental market, speaking of that, is doing right now? Because I've noticed it's slowed down a little bit.
We've picked up as far as our company is concerned. Our rentals are filling up really well. Airbnb.
Are they a little lower than the price line used to be? Like, are you having to drop your rates to get them in there?
Yeah, I would say the average drops $100 to $200.
Okay. Well, at least it's going down a little bit,
I think it's going to go down more.
For a while, it was getting out of hand.
The other issue is, like, as with the amount of inventory we have on the market, because we do have a high inventory right now with the amount of purchases, there's a lot of investors that are buying. So with the more rentals that we have, you're going to have more competition, which is going to lower the rental market. So we're going to have lower rates potentially. Most people this time of year are locked in for a year for the most part, other than the Airbnbs. Airbnbs have gone down quite a bit as far as the average rate, but
they've also slowed down a little bit. Like, I remember last year, January being a little busier than this. I mean, it was completely dead this month. Or this January. So I don't know if that had something to do with everyone spending money around Christmas time or what. But I mean, usually January is a pretty slow month, but it was completely dead until race week started. So
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
January was definitely slower this year. Not for sales. Sales started right at the beginning of the year, but
Airbnb rentals
were slow.
Yeah.
Especially my oceanfront Airbnb, it was dead. But I'm packed. I'm fully booked until July.
Well, you got bike week and then you got spring break and Easter and Mom's Day, and then it goes crazy until Labor Day again. Yeah. So,
with for here specifically, with the pier not being open and the hotel not open yet, there's different things that are affecting visitors coming to town as well. So once the pier opens and that whole area kind of starts flowing properly, because it hasn't flowed properly for 2 years. Is going to help out as well.
With just based on what you guys are selling now, what do you think is the percentage of people actually buying your houses for investment purposes and then buying to actually move down here in Homestead?
So it's future homestead, I think, is the thought process.
Yeah.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong, Tony, but I see a lot.
This is just in your opinion of what you guys are seeing at your business. Right. This is not for everybody.
I would say more people are homesteaded or thinking of a near future homestead.
I agree.
But there was a time where everyone's buying Airbnbs, literally just buying houses to have Airbnbs. They were all over the place here. And I see that that's slowing down too.
Yeah. Well, once the market comes down, for like we're just talking about with Airbnbs, so does the buying of the Airbnbs.
Yeah. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens the next few years with this. Are you guys noticing, the other question I had was, when people are buying a house, especially living on the water, you want to be protected from natural disasters. And obviously you've got fires now, you got all this. Is everyone asking you if there is an element to the home that is something related to environment safe? Whether it's extra protection for hurricanes, extra protection for flooding, extra protection for fires.
Yeah, well, everybody wants to know, and you should always let the people know what kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like the FEMA floodplains, of what kind of flood zone that they're in, let them know if there's a chance that it could be flooded. Always want to get background searches on it and see, you might want to do some digging to see if any permits are pulled for, replacing drywall and stuff, which could be indications of floods. And then get seller's disclosures to know if the home is ever flooded. But flooding's always obviously a big thing ever since Irma and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and then also the hurricane wind, so the windows are a big thing. So definitely want to try to get as much information as possible to get your clients the most sound home possible and let them know anything, obviously, that could affect that home in the future.
Are people actually asking for you for like that now as a quality in the house when they're looking to buy it? Because of everything going on.
We recommend it and we push it because so people think that we know everything about a house. It's impossible until you do the inspection, and that's we pretty much make people do inspections. I mean, they have to sign a waiver if they don't, but you have to do your discovery. So that's why you have a 10-day inspection period, 7-day inspection period, 15-day. That you usually don't have much more than that. Commercial, that's why you have a feasibility study period, is to do your discovery. And that's to not only to protect the buyer, but it's to protect us as agents, because we can't represent a house and know exactly what's going on with that house. So we push very hard. Hey, you have to get your inspection. Some people waive it.
How often do they waive it?
Well, so
if it's like a cash close deal, he just wants it.
It's someone that's bought investor that's bought tons of homes. He knows what he's getting into.
Okay.
He knows the equity he's gonna have in the home and so on and so forth. Sometimes
just
those people, they don't
experience.
care. They know their bottom line. They know what they're going to put into it. That's all they care about. But the unexperienced buyer, the investor like that, that's why people like to use Jordan and myself, is because we go the extra step and we try to find out. We dig deep to make sure that we find everything we can out about that home that you're about to purchase, and we point all goods and bads out. So if we're seeing a house with a client, and we're looking at the grade of the land. Hey, look, you see this grade of the land? Well, the water's going to pool up around here. It could be, see how this grass is dead over here. There's could be water issues. We got to, there's so many factors of looking into a home and what to look for. And that's what Jordan and I do. We make sure that we put our clients in the best position possible. So in the future, people are referring people to us who's like, hey, those guys did a fantastic job. And like I said, it could be something as simple as, if you're at a T in the road and your house is right there at the T, and the cars at nighttime has lights flashing into the master bedroom, hey, at night, this is going to be could be an issue.
Yeah, we're running into that now because like the people at the park out of Ralph Cotter Park, right behind there, they bought the house after the lights were on, but now they're saying the lights are going into their house, and they're creating this whole problem where they don't even want the kids at the park.
Yeah, and that's and just something that simple, but there's so many things. But I try to point out everything, so in the future, they're not, oh man, I wish that realtor would have told me that this house could have flooded, or this house did flood, or these lights are like this, or the draining's not good, and we obviously are realtors. We're not inspectors. We don't know everything.
And you don't know what the future holds for,
Right. We could just arm our clients with the most information possible so they make the best decisions for them and their family. But with that said, we just try to do the best we can to make and help our clients make the best decision possible.
Yeah, and the older you get into real estate, the more I preach this to our agents that we're training, is like, we're not salespeople. Everybody calls this a sales job. We're an information gatherer. We're there to protect and serve our clients, and it's not about today's deal. It's about future deals. So what we do today speaks volumes and goes into, since this is an investor show, compounding interest for our future. So compounding interest is a wonderful term. It's a wonderful thought process, and we can get into the stock market and what that means in the stock market. But what it means in real estate is, I go serve you properly today. Tomorrow, you come back to me and use me again. But not only that, now you're going to tell your friends how great of a job I did, and you understand how that affects me because now you care that I cared about you, and that just creates this wonderful waterfall effect that creates income for the rest of my life and for my family.
And that who you refer people to, we're going to take care of them.
Yeah.
We're going to treat them right. We're going to get them on the right path as well.
And that's more in this business than anything.
Yeah, the referral base and the book of business.
Yes, and then the next part of it is the knowledge base. So real estate isn't as simple as opening a door and selling a property. It's all these things that we talk about on every show. And just being the experts in those areas and making sure that our clients are safe, protected, moving forward, their financing is set up, they understand what they're getting into, and after the sales process, we don't leave. We're still there. I'm going over on Friday. We had a closing last Friday. The lady asked me to come by and use some of my muscles and move a box.
Jordan, you just had to pat him on the back,
but,
Tony.
But make it loud enough.
How come they didn't ask Tony to bring his muscles?
I told him I was going to bring Tony.
Oh, you did?
He doesn't know it yet.
all
part of the dad muscles.
She said box at first, and then she spit out dresser, and I was like,
oh, we got to bring out Tony. Oh, his poor shoulder.
Mr. 1.5 biceps. That's
Aww.
Yeah, they said you're fully functional, so.
Yeah.
You guys are kind of like the dynamic duo, so.
but it's little things like that. So it's not leaving a client alone. It's constantly being there. And we have clients that I've had relationships, and Tony has too, for the last 20 plus years, that are still wonderful clients. They give us referrals every year. They come back and buy houses again with us.
Some of them at one point in time around COVID, you were waiting 6 months for some houses to close. I mean, you become family at that point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How do you see the market now? Like, is it about, what's the average for a closing?
Depends. Our average closing is pretty short. I mean, it's our average time on market is
get
between.
one under contract today with you, actually.
Yeah. Found them a
I'm
buyer.
hoping that we can close it in 7-10 days.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. So
no inspection.
So average
well,
time
on a big investor. Guys.
Average time on market for us is probably 7 to 20 days right now for our personal listings. Now we have a couple in there that are not, but that's only price, and they're not willing to go lower.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that they're so far outside of the price range.
Are there any of the good listings that you would like to drop right now to tell people, or are you having any open houses coming up that you would like to?
17 Veranda Way is a wonderful place in Arbor Trace. It's right behind Island Walk. It's a wonderful transition type place where if someone's looking to sell their house currently and kind of transition into not necessarily assisted living, but a lower requirement of upkeep. Everybody loves that area. It's convenient to everything. You can walk to the Portuguese grill.
This sells it right here. Okay, it's walking distance to tacos. Okay,
it is.
It's walking to 2 different tacos. Okay,
but, I love how Tony gets his beef in every chance he gets.
The food is readily available. But everybody loves it there, and it's not a crazy HOA or anything like that. It's very well maintained. Wonderful community. But that's one of my favorite right now. We have 2 new listings coming up on Lambert Avenue, both directly on the intercoastal.
Beautiful.
That'll be coming up this month. Those will be, $1 million plus properties that we're selling.
That's certain buyer.
Yeah, and Tony's got a great one that hopefully we're putting under contract today. It was one of the few properties beachside in Ormond for under $250,000 that you could get on the beachside.
It's right at 250.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's going under contract for under 2. But it was a great buy, and that hopefully is going under contract today. But you
guys are actually working.
Yeah.
Like I just
imagine that.
I know, right? I'm like, they actually do work, Alex.
So we closed
you
over.
always see them like golfing or working out.
So we closed over $6 million last month in deals. So
you guys are rocking it.
Yeah, we're doing very well.
Yeah.
And we got a couple large commercial projects going under contract. Hopefully today, one of them. It's developing the area, bringing in the right people, taking care of our clients, but the market's good. It's
so
really
your housing market prediction for 2025 is you think it's still going to be pretty strong?
I think the inventory is really high, and I think there's plenty of buyers. I think prices potentially could go slightly lower because of the amount of inventory.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now it's a neutral market and I just did a little bit of stats, I think a couple weeks ago. So I think it was like 6.5, 7 months inventory, and just general Palm Coast is what is what I'm referring to, and single family residential. So it's kind of a neutral market, and there is a lot more inventory than there has been the past few years, but it's still, I feel it's still not high. I think with the prices of homes, the interest rates, the insurance and everything, it's just kind of like a trifecta, like a perfect storm. Once we get a little lower on one of those, especially, hopefully it's going to be the interest rates, where people can now actually afford a little bit more home and still pay the same monthly price.
Yeah.
And we can get this insurance under control. We get it somewhat reasonable. I think it's going to work out very well.
Yeah, we hopefully can do a show in the next few weeks to talk about the commercial around here in Palm Coast. And do you guys do you see a lot of more commercial properties being sold to keep up with everything that is going in? Because we were just talking about this. There's nothing for like the young kids to do in this area, and we're hoping that more stuff will be coming.
There's a lot coming to the area.
Good.
I know we've had a couple large sales recently, commercial based, but everybody's starting to develop 100. US 100 is getting developed like crazy. Land's getting bought like crazy right now, and there's some really cool stuff coming to the area. West in Bunnell, there's it's not been really released yet as far as public knowledge exactly what's going in there, but they're saying, I believe it was who's the guy that just got elected, Jacqueline Beckett's husband.
I don't know.
He's a new guy, but there's supposedly like 2,000 new jobs coming to the area that are commercial-based jobs, and that's going to be kind of west in Bunnell area. I think kind of closer to Sawgrass side with future plan.
Well, good. I'll be interested to have a show on that and see all the commercial stuff that's coming in.
We need to gather more information. They really have not released enough. I did go to we both went to an industrial planning meeting a couple weeks ago, which is kind of fun. So they are trying to build a team of future-minded commercial. They're trying to increase the amount of jobs we have here instead of being, I think we're 93% residential right now.
Wow.
7% commercial, which is only 2% better than when I moved here because we were 95% when I moved here.
Wow.
So it, for 12 years, 14 years, whatever time frame I've been here, it's only gotten 2% better. And we need to do better than that as a city. And I think we are. I think it's the right people are in place or starting to become in place that are going to start moving in that direction.
Well, speaking of commercial, I got a guy that's trying to buy a building with some land that he can sell cars. So if anybody out there has any land that they want to sell that you could use for automotive sales.
What kind of sales?
He just wants that, like a small little car lot.
Oh, a little car lot?
Yeah, he kind of wants to do that. So you guys got my number out there. Hit me up if you guys...
Come see Tony.
Come see me if you want to sell something like that.
Well, boys, it was a lot of fun today. And thank you for coming by and answering some questions. And hopefully next week we'll dabble in commercial and a couple other things that's interesting. And would you like to close it out?
Sure.
Or share anything else before we go?
Jordan? No, I think it was a great show. I greatly appreciate being back and seeing all of y'all this morning.
And I can't believe these two actually go to work, ladies and gentlemen. They actually go to work.
Really, I'm leaving here and going straight to the office.
Oh. Then going to work out.
I'm going to breakfast.
I'm not even stopping by Swillerby's. I'm trying to behave, everybody, okay?
Apparently, they do have good bagels, from what I heard.
Swillerby's is great. They're a great family. I'll give them a massive shout out. They always donate.
Those donuts are amazing.
They always donate. They always help out in the community. They're wonderful for everybody around here.
They're nice to look at, just can't eat them. So, all right, guys, well, have a great day, and we'll let Tony close it out.
All right, we want to thank everybody for visiting us here at Investors Corner today. Now, remember, if you've liked hanging out with us, maybe you gained a little bit of knowledge, go ahead and like and subscribe this channel. All right, my name's Tony Guerin. I'm here with Chrissy. I'm here with Jordan. And don't forget the beautiful Alan back there behind the microphone doing all the amazing work. We'll see y'all around. Have a great day.